We talked about the Wednesday night wars when WWE NXT and AEW go head-to-head. We talked about Friday night SmackDown coming to Fox each and every week. What do you think now with this? We mentioned perhaps the oversaturation of professional wrestling on free TV every week now. 9 hours if you want to watch those shows, plus if you're a big fan, Ring of Honor and TNA Impact. Do you think with fans maybe excited about SmackDown on Fox, excited about two wrestling companies, mainstream head-to-head on major cable networks, do you think it might hurt Monday Night Raw at all, where Raw is going to be on USA? It is one of the highest rated shows in the history of cable television, going all the way back to 1993. Do you think all of the, maybe the new appeal, the sexiness of AEW, the excitement of the young guys from NXT on cable TV, the newness and the excitement of SmackDown coming to Fox, and Raw, nothing's really changing? Do you think Raw might get hurt a little bit by this, where it's especially a 3-hour show? It's a chore to sit through it sometimes.
I think by going to a station that you don't need cable for is a smart move.
Good for SmackDown.
Yeah, because there's people that never seen it. They know about it, heard about it. Everybody don't have cable.
Right.
That's why guys like Jordan Steele and Tony Atlas and all of us stay popular today, because when we were on TV, everybody saw
got
us.
the channel, right?
You know how many people in this world that never saw John Cena wrestle as long as he's been around?
More than you think.
You have to be able to spend $100 a month for cable.
Right.
If you can't afford $100 a month for cable, you will never see Monday Night Raw. It's on a cable station.
Yeah.
Cable means for those that have it.
Right.
That's why Vince was smart enough to do the network at such a low price, because most people got a computer. But everybody don't pay for that cable.
Right.
I know a lot of people don't have cable.
Yeah.
A lot of people. So over the years that Vince had lost out on a lot, because the way the cable system worked, I mean, you talking to have cable, it's $1,200 to $1,500 a year to watch cable. And most people don't have that type of money to spend. So they get their regular station, then they get what they call basic cable, where they can watch everything from channel 1 to channel 21.
20, yeah, something
and everything
like
got to 21, they don't get. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? But they happy with that. Anything, because everything's on the internet now anyway. You know, you don't have to pay to see Monday night, to pay to see WrestleMania. You know, they're going to show
for $10.
Yeah. For $10, you're going to watch it on the internet. So why are you going to spend $100 a month for something, and then when you got cable, most of the stuff is nothing to watch anyway. Most people spend the whole night clipping channel.
Yeah.
But see, what they're doing, they're not building stars anymore.
No.
See,
They haven't done that for a long time.
Well, they don't want them. See, the star is WWE.
WWE.
That's the star. You know, in my day, Hulk Hogan was the star. Stone Cold was the star, not the company. But what Vince did, he reversed it. Instead of making the wrestler the main brand, he made the main brand WWE. See? Now, with the new guys coming up, the only reason that Vince lost, Ted Turner lost to Vince, the only reason, they started the storylines. And Vince had the best writer. So how well this group do has nothing to do with the talent. Nothing.
You think it's the creative people?
It's the writers. Whoever got the best writers is going to win. Bottom line.
Well, let me throw this one out at you. Before we go, I'd like you to answer the question. Do you think where SmackDown's going to be kind of sexy for a while because it's new and it's on Fox? AEW is getting their first taste of cable television on TNT. The fans of the young, hot up-and-comers are going to get to see them on cable on NXT being on USA. Do you think that's going to hurt you, Monday Night Raw, or it's just going to stand stagnant, if nothing else? Yes or no?
Like I said, it still boils down to the writers. If this other group got lousy writers, then they're never going to get off the ground.
Right.
Because in my day, it was up to the wrestlers.
Right.
Now it's up to the writers. Some college kid that went to school and learned how to write is dictating to how the wrestler should be. Like when I went back with Mark Henry, there's not a word that came out of my mouth that came out of my head. Nothing I said came out of my head. Mm-hmm. I had to go by a script. I had a guy to write what he think Tony Atlas should do and say. And they give me words that I can't freaking pronounce.
You have a hard time with some words. You're right about that. Yeah.
Most of the writers that written for me never even talk to me.
They don't even know you, the person. That's a problem.
Got no clue.
Yeah.
They write something for Tony Atlas. They don't even know who the hell I am. And they writing something for me. Never met me. They could see me out in a KKK suit and not know him. I mean, it's ridiculous. The rest of they talk about it in the dressing room, believe it or not. They don't tell it to Vince. But they all say that. Mark Henry said that a lot. They said they should just let Tony Atlas be Tony Atlas. That's what got Tony Atlas over.
Right.
Him being himself.
And
that's what got George the Animal Steel over, George being himself. Can you imagine writing a strip for George the Animal Steel now? Or writing a strip for Hogan? It would have never worked.
They have taken, a formula that it was brought in the early 2000s, the really heavy scripting. It was there on the Monday night. It did work then, but it has been a failure. Every aspect of professional wrestling popularity is in the toilet in 2019. You can say what you want about AEW. They've had a few great successes live and on pay-per-view, but that's less than the number of fingers you have on your hand. You have to wait and see what they're going to do weekly before you can call them a success or you can call them a failure. It's a work in progress. As far as the wrestling that's been around, there is nothing popular about it to the mainstream at all right now. Nothing.
Question, you was there.
Sure.
Last year we was at WrestleMania, and what they call the thing we went to, you and I?
WrestleCon.
WrestleCon. Answer this question. There was a lady there that stood on my face.
Yes.
She come from Germany.
Correct.
Why was she at our event and not Vince's?
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.